Previously on Paranoid Disposition.
There are a lot of conspiracies about the Denver airport.
So from 1980 to 1983, the Denver Regional Council of Governments investigated 6 areas for a new metro area airport that were north and east of Denver.
Yeah, it eventually opened on February 28th, 1995, which was 16 months behind. The construction cost ended up being $4.8 billion, which is $2 billion over budget. It is the largest airport in the U.S. by total land area.
And it is more than 1.5 times bigger than the size of Manhattan.
They were building tunnels.
It says a massive 2.53 mile long tunnel system exists in and around the complex.
Each contractor would be hired to work on a specific area, and once they finished that area, they would be fired, and they'd bring someone else in to work on the next area.
Well, there are blueprints that exist of the 5 buildings that were buried at the beginning of the construction. Each of the 5 buildings were built completely, but then it was decided that they were positioned incorrectly, and they were buried.
So his name is Phil Schneider. He says he was an engineer during the construction in '94, and has been in the tunnels. In the late 80s, he says he was offered the position of head engineer for construction of the underground base at D. And he went on to say that most of the bases are jointly used by humans and ancient Earth races or alien races.
So they found him with a catheter around his neck. He was strangled.
What? Was it officially ruled a murder?
No. They called it a suicide.
That's so suspect. Hey, welcome back to Paranoid Disposition. This is part 2 of our Denver airport episode.
If you haven't already listened to it, be sure to listen to part 1 before listening to this, because you might be a little confused.
Yeah, it might not make sense. So today we're going into some of the particulars that have inspired many of the conspiracies we're going to be discussing.
Like what?
Well, one of the big things that comes up when discussing the Denver airport, or DIA as we will continue to say,
That
rhymed, is the murals. The murals are a big fucking deal.
Like why? Why?
I will tell you why. Okay. So there are 2 murals inside DIA. And I think I read that they're close to baggage claim. So if you're at Denver, look at baggage claim.
Go there, take a selfie, and send it to us.
Yes, please do. Tweet at us.
Or if you have one, please.
Yeah, we definitely love to see any of our listeners who've been there. So they were all painted by Leo Tanguma. And while he denies that the murals are linked to any conspiracy, they are undeniably weird.
Like, I really don't understand why they'd want these up. Like, they wanted to look artistic, but this is if you
Okay,
well,
let me explain. Let me explain. I'm going to explain the murals, but I do recommend that you go online and Google Denver murals just so you understand what we're talking about. So the first one is called The Children of Earth Dream of Peace. Now, okay, so I said that there are 2 murals, but there are 2 murals that are in 2 parts. Like, both of them have one big part and one smaller part.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like 4 paintings, but they each go together. 2 of them go together.
And it all tells a story.
So the Children of Earth Dream of Peace shows children from all over the world celebrating as a boy wearing lederhosen destroys swords with a mallet on an anvil. Around him, children are bringing him bundles of swords that are wrapped in the flags of the children's homeland. There is a rainbow-colored ribbon wrapped around the edge of the scene. And directly below the anvil is the weirdest part. There is a figure laying sideways. He's all gray and wearing a military uniform. He's gripping an AK-47, and he has a gas mask for a face. it's interesting because at first glance I thought it was supposed to be like a person laying there, but when I looked closer, you can see that it actually looks like it's a statue that has been knocked over and it's cracked. Like you can see like parts of the edges are crumbling.
And the 2 doves sitting on top of him.
Yeah, and there are 2 doves sitting at the edge of his gun.
Now, isn't this the second part? Like, because it tells a story. Isn't this the second image, the second mural?
I mean, it depends on... I don't know, it depends. Let me finish. Shut up. So, on the bottom right, there's a pillar that says, like, in all caps, war, violence, hate. And it's, like, etched into stone.
That he fell off of.
So, this mural is in 2 parts, as we said. And the second part is less cheerful. And I don't know, maybe that is the second.
Yeah, which is why I think that's the first one.
Okay, that makes more sense. Second. Whatever, I fucked up.
Spoiler alert, guys. We just told you the ending first.
Okay. So, in the second painting, it shows the same really creepy military figure, but he's standing above huddled children. And he's brandishing an AK and a sword, similar to the one that's being destroyed in the other part.
It's like a bayonet, sort of.
No, it's not what a bayonet looks like. I know more about military weapons. Trust me.
Like a more updated, I don't know.
It looks like a saber, is what it looks like.
Like what the Power Rangers have?
No. Okay, so on the right side, there's a sweeping line of mothers and the elderly, and they're all wearing dark clothing, and they're walking towards the towering military man. The woman at the forefront is crying and holding the lifeless body of a child. Next to her, like, so in the middle, basically, there are 3 children wrapped in blankets laying on several piles of bricks. On the side of the painting, there is several destroyed buildings that appear to have been bombed.
So it's like they're sleeping in the rubble.
Yeah, it's like they're sleeping in the rubble. There's this blown up. And so the weirdest part, yeah, because it's not weird enough already, just below where the bomb buildings are, there's a note written. And it's an excerpt of a poem written by a 14-year-old boy who died at Auschwitz in 1943. So he died in the Auschwitz concentration camp. The note says, "I was once a little child who longed for other worlds, but I am no more a child, for I have known fear. I have learned to hate. How tragic, then, is youth, which lives with enemies, with gallows ropes. Yet I still believe, I only sleep today, that I'll wake up a child again and start to laugh and play."
That's so sad.
Isn't that really sad and really a weird thing to put in an airport?
Yeah.
So these 2 paintings are definitely the weirder of the set. The second part is, there's definitely strange things about it, but this is weirder. I think really because of the military figure.
Yeah, and also, you didn't say, but he's stabbing a dove.
Oh,
too.
yeah. In the one where he's standing, there's like a dove at the end of his sword.
And also, can I just point out that this military man kind of reminds me of the Statue of Liberty? Like, I guess it's just like the color and how he's standing. It kinda
Maybe the color. Yeah, I can see that.
It's like a fucked up Lady Liberty. It's like he's taking away your liberty.
Yeah. He's kind of like a grayish green. Oh my gosh, you just like feel like a genius right now, don't you?
It's all connected.
So
he's here to take away your liberty. But
yeah. So
You don't really have.
So the second mural is called "In Peace and Harmony with Nature." So in the first painting, or I guess the second painting, whatever, the happy painting, because there's like a happy one and a bad one. In the first painting, there is a group of people, each representing a different culture or country, surrounding a multicolored plant that at the center has a dove emerging. It's like blooming. The people surrounding the plant have a look of excitement on their faces, and they're gesturing towards it, showing the person behind them. In the background, there's a landscape broken up into 4 different scenes showing the habitats with corresponding animals. Like there's an ocean with whales. There's a mountain range that has three snow leopards. There's a forest, I think the rainforest, that has this really beautiful bird and that has like a really long feathery tail. And lastly, there is a desert scene with cacti and an antelope. On the foreground of the left side, there are three wolves. They're like wolves, and there are like flowers and plants. It's happy, right?
Yeah.
That's a happy thing, right?
Looks happy.
Yeah, it looks happy.
I mean, this is like the happiest one out of all of the murals.
Definitely. The second part is, where it gets weird. So the painting has a group of people mourning over the graves of 3 human bodies, what looks like a dead snow leopard and a dead sea turtle. And a couple of the people are holding what looks to be like glass display cases, and they have different animals on them. And if you zoom in, you can see it has the name of the animal, and it says when it went extinct. Yeah, it's kind of weird. And in the background, there's a forest which is being destroyed by fire. And there's also, on the side, there's a whale that's in water, and there's like this red around it, which I think is supposed to be like it's gushing blood. And it just, the vibe I got from it was like these children are mourning the destruction of our planet.
The children are our future. So
yeah. So both sets of murals, they show similar things. They show destruction, and then there's the other one that shows like peace and safety from the things that are destroying us. One is about us hurting each other, killing each other with the swords, the weapons, and the other is more about like us hurting the planet. And both of them are about the destruction of mankind. And maybe it's a warning.
And the rise of a new world order.
Well, yeah, that's another option. So what vibe do you get? What do you think about this?
I'm creeped the fuck out.
Yeah.
Like I really I understand what they're trying to say. Like we need to come together.
Yeah.
For
it's
future
a very
generations.
political, like forward thinking, kind of like leftist.
Yeah, but it's so
liberal
confusing, and
notion.
I don't know why they would put this up in an airport.
Yeah,
like,
it's
why
really
can't they just
weird.
like do other murals that aren't so?
You'd think that they want to put
dark.
like calming, happy things.
Yeah.
Because some people are already anxious when they're flying.
And then you have all the fire everywhere.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very strange.
I just think they could have done something.
Yeah,
a
it was a
better.
poor choice, especially if they didn't want all these conspiracy theories. So do you want to tell us about the other piece of art that brings a lot of discussion?
Oh yeah, as we were talking about fire and brimstone.
Yeah, speaking of.
Let's talk a little bit about Blucifer.
Blucifer.
Or his real name, Blue Mustang. Mm-hmm. He is a 32-foot statue in front of the airport.
Yes, he is 32 feet high, and he weighs 9,000 pounds.
Which ended up killing his creator.
It sure did.
Why don't you tell our listeners a little bit what happened with good old...
The artist was named Louis Jimenez.
Yeah, that was
Louis Jimenez, sure.
Jimenez?
It's fine. It's not a big deal. So the sculpture was based on an 8-foot-high sculpture on display at the University of Oklahoma. And the big controversy about Blucifer is the fact that during the creation of Blue, the head fell on the artist, severed an artery in his leg, and he died. He bled to death. Scary as fuck death.
Yeah.
So his friends and family continued on with the project, and they completed the sculpture, and it was unveiled at DIA in 2008. Another reason for theories of Blucifer's evilness come from the fact that it has red glowing eyes.
That's creepy as fuck.
Yeah, which I actually called my brother because he lives in Denver.
Yeah.
And I asked him about this, and he says it's true. Like, driving past it, its eyes glow red. And it's really creeped out.
Okay, and he created it. It's supposed to symbolize the wild spirit of the old American West.
Yes.
How does that symbolize the spirit of the old American West? It's like it's the wild spirit of fucking demons.
It could I think if it wasn't blue, because blue is just kind of random, and the eyes. I mean, the eyes kind of ruin it. It also, like, I recommend looking up a Google image of it, because it has, like, these weird, like, popping veins on it. It looks like a devil horse.
And there's this one picture with, like, a storm in the background, and it's just...
there's some really cool pictures.
It gives me a really ominous feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird. It's pretty strange.
I don't know why they have it up.
Yeah.
I mean, it could. I understand if it was a little bit different, like if it wasn't blue with raging red eyes.
Yeah, why don't they just like have it be like copper and have it be like brownish black? I mean, that would have...
Or just make it a My Little Pony.
That's another option. It could be rainbow. That would be very cheerful.
Then all the bronies will show up.
But some people think that it's supposed to represent the fourth horseman of the apocalypse.
Yeah, please. I saw that in the notes, but I couldn't find anything about that.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows about like Revelations in the Bible, and you know there are four horsemen of the apocalypse, and the fourth one is death and destruction. So people think that is what Lucifer represents. That like he represents death and destruction.
And that kind of makes sense as you go into Denver International Airport.
I said he. I mean, I'm just being a feminist.
What was in Blue Mustang? It's a boy, right?
Why?
Mustangs are boys.
Maybe it represents as a girl. Come on, Alex, be woke. Come on, get it together. You don't know how it identifies. I'm just not assuming anything.
Fuck you and your PC culture.
Oh, shut up. Ugh, I'm going to beat you with my notebook. Okay.
That little thing.
You know me. I can give a good beating. I'm tough. Okay, so let's talk about the writing on the floor. I love this. I love this thing. Okay, so across from the murals, there is an inscription on the floor, and it looks like a cart that, you know, like in coal mines or gold mines, whatever. They have like those little carts. Okay, so it's a cart, and it has the letters AUAG written on it. The very innocent explanation is that it's referring to gold and silver on the periodic table. But some theorize that is not the case. AUAG could reference the deadly hepatitis strain Australian antigen, which happens to have been discovered by one of the founders of the airport.
Dum dum dum.
Mm-hmm.
And what was his name?
I don't know. I didn't write down his name. I suck. Okay, so remember the placement of this inscription. It is right across from the mural that is depicting the destruction of mankind. Is this the bioweapon that they are planning on using?
I don't think so.
It's all... Don't fucking ruin this for me. It's all connected. Why don't you think so?
All right. Well, when I was doing my research, it's gold and copper, like you said.
No, I think it's gold and silver.
Gold and silver, okay. Well, it's gold and silver. Well, do you remember in the last episode when I talked about Denver Municipal Airport and how...
That's what we're talking about right now.
No, we're talking
Municipal Airport.
Yeah.
Okay, the original.
Yeah, the original. Well, the guy that first created the airport, Ira Boyd Humphreys, he actually invented a spiraler that helped with mining minerals, such as gold and silver. So I'm thinking, what if this is like some sort of dedication to him?
But Australian antigen is so much more exciting.
Exactly. But that's what theorists want to look into. Mm-hmm. And I am...
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. I think I did read about that. You're right. Fine.
Roles have reversed.
Mm-hmm. How the tables have turned. Okay, so I do kind of want to go over something that I found pretty entertaining.
What is that?
It was an open letter to the New World Order Denver Airport. Can you open it on your computer? Because
I forgot which one it is.
it's the Bibliotepalites. Yeah, sociopolitical. Yeah.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Okay, so this is an open letter.
Are you going to be reading this back and forth?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's do this.
So it's an open letter. I don't think we can read all of it, though.
Let's at least do the first two.
Okay.
Those are really the most important.
Okay. So why don't you... Okay, so it's an open letter written to the Public Affairs Office at Denver International Airport.
Do you want me to be public affairs?
Sure. Okay, so I'll read... Okay, this is the questions that they sent him. Okay. New World Order, Denver Airport. Can you please give us answers to these questions? 1. Why the picture of a military man killing a white dove? 2. Why the Freemason symbol and the New World on the capstone? 3. What are the translations of the writings on the floors of DIA? 4. Are there any underground facilities around DIA? I'm posting my letter on the Free Press International website. I'll post your replies there too. Also. Thank you, Greg Erickson. The second letter, before he got a response. Dear sirs.
Why can't they be madams?
Thank you. Finally, you're waking up. Okay. Dear sirs, can you please give us answers to these questions?
And it's just basically
It's just
the same thing all over again.
He just said it like
And so
twice.
So they replied.
Also, he doesn't know how to spell replies. He puts apostrophe S.
Mr. Erickson, we have received both
In all caps.
of your emails, and we will provide the information you requested within an appropriate time frame. These questions have been asked ad nauseum by groups like yours throughout the 9-year history of this airport. And quite frankly, they are not our highest priority right now. All this information has been discussed publicly over and over during the years, and you can select whatever explanation you choose to believe. I have asked our art director to find biographical information about the artist who painted the piece you questioned. She can also provide a fact sheet on the piece itself. She will also provide some fact sheets about the artwork on the floor. Ugh. As for the New World designation, the New World Airport Commission was simply a group consisting of local business and political leaders who sponsored and organized a number of pre-opening events at DIA. The airport was to usher in a new era, making Denver a world-class city, thus the New World name. The group has absolutely no association with the New World Order, and the underground facilities are just baggage tunnels that are used every day by hundreds of airline workers to take luggage to and from the terminal. However, these explanations rarely satisfies people who love to believe in conspiracy theories and who are convinced that DIA is at the center of something sinister. It is important to keep in mind that the airport was the largest, most scrutinized public works project in American history. There were cameras and reporters here documenting every single inch of dirt ever moved. If something strange was going on out here, hundreds of media outlets would have been all over it by now. I'm surprised it took you 9 years to send this email. I will get back to you with information you requested so that you may post it on your website. Of course, I'm betting you will probably post this as well. Steve Snyder, Public Affairs Office, Denver International Airport.
I'm just going to read this one last reply. Mr. Snyder, your job as a public servant is to provide information to the public. You weren't hired to chastise the public. The public has a right to know the questions I'm asking. So if you would just answer all the questions, I'm sure the public would appreciate it. Greg Erickson, Free Press International. I love the shade. I love the shade from the DIA guy. That was so great and never satisfies you people.
Jeez.
I mean, reading this, I definitely felt bad for him. Like, it must be so annoying to work at this airport and deal with, especially in that job, like the public affairs office. It would be
I'm
so
sure he's getting these
difficult.
emails every single day.
Oh, I'm sure. Like, I'm sure he's made like a game about responding to these people.
Probably a drinking game for at home.
Yeah. So one thing that they mentioned that we haven't mentioned yet is the New World Airport Commission. There is a plaque at the airport that says New World Airport Commission. Like I think it was the dedication plaque or something. So that is kind of what's led to all of the New World Order conspiracies. And that's really what's been like the fuel to the fire.
Ooh, but so on the plaque is the airport's dedication, which is March 19th, 1994. You know, if you add those numbers together, 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 4, you get 33.
Which, as everyone knows, is a big like conspiracy number. If you go back to our John Bonet episode, we talk about the fact that she was born in help me out here.
She was buried in Atlanta.
She was buried. Thank you.
Parallel.
Thank you.
But yeah, so 33 is the highest level one can achieve in Freemasonry, and which represents its perfection.
It's also supposed to be like important in like in Satanism because 33 is halfway to 66, and it, you know, goes on and on and on.
But there's also a time capsule underneath this.
There is
too.
a time capsule. Do you want to tell me about that?
Yeah, it's supposedly filled with a photo. It's supposed to be opened in the year 2094. It includes photos of Coors Field and an autographed opening day game ball, Indian prayer baskets representing the Native American culture and indigenous peoples, Black Hawk casino tokens, a piece of the DIA's roof, which I want to get into, a Stapleton International Airport history book, a newspaper articles about DIA's opening day, coins from the Denver Mint, Jepson flight charts, Mayor Wellington Webb's sneakers, and photos of Mayor Webb and the Pope during World Youth Day in Denver.
So wait, when was this buried?
It was buried in 1994, I believe.
That's weird because it didn't officially open until
95, I mean.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Is this like a thing, or did you just write it down wrong?
No, this is a thing. Wait, what? Huh?
Did they bury this a year before it actually opened?
No.
Oh,
It's just a
okay.
mistake on my part.
Okay, sorry.
Because how else would they have pictures from the
That's
opening?
exactly what that's what I was thinking about.
Time travelers. It's Ted Cruz again.
Oh God, fucking Ted Cruz, always messing shit up. Okay, so wait, what did you want to talk about that you were looking at? The roof.
Yeah, the roof. So, da-da-da-da.
That was cute.
The entire roof of DIA is made of 15 acres of Teflon-coated woven fiberglass. The same material is on the inside as the layer also. The material reflects 90% of the sunlight and doesn't conduct heat, so you can't see into the place with radar or see heat signatures.
What? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like perfect for like a military base.
Especially if you have... because I read there's like 8 levels underground, so it's perfect for that.
Wow, that's really cool. So do you want to talk about it? Is there anything else you want to add? I want to talk about the aerial view.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. So one of the things that people get really excited about is that they think that the aerial view of the Denver airport looks like a swastika.
And I want to call bullshit on that.
Yeah, I think I need to too. I mean, okay, think about it. It kind of looks like a swastika. And if they were designing this to look like a swastika on purpose, don't you think they'd do a better job?
I think it's just a case of pareidolia. I don't know if that's how you really pronounce it. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I can figure it out. I don't know exactly what that word is.
It's just when your mind perceives a familiar pattern or something where nothing actually exists.
Okay, yeah.
So
it's like seeing what you want to believe.
Yeah, it's like the Sphinx on Mars. Like you see what
you see what you want. Yeah, that makes sense.
And
that's definitely, I agree. I think that's the
what
deal with it. Yeah, it doesn't add up. So I kind of want to talk about just, okay, now that we've gone through all the details, is there anything else you want to add? Are there any more details you didn't get into?
Well, do you want to talk about the fuel tanks?
Oh, yeah. Go to it.
So DIA has a fueling system that can pump 1,000 gallons of jet fuel per minute. And they have 6 jet fuel storage tanks that hold 2.73 million gallons each, and they have a 28-mile network of pipes. And why do they need so much jet fuel? They say it's because it comes in handy and they want to grow. Mm-hmm. But it's still kind of fishy. Like, why have so much?
Yeah, it's strange.
Unless you're like powering something underground along with their solar panels, because they have a solar farm, and I think they get about.
Is it just like on top of the building, or like an actual farm?
I think it's actually a farm.
Wow,
on
that's
the property,
really cool.
because they have so much room.
Yeah.
So CEO Kim Day says the DIA was designed to maximize sustainability, and we have embraced and expanded that legacy over the past 19 years. The airport has 4 systems that collectively generate 10 megawatts of power on sunny days. So what? Like,
yeah, that's cool.
They could be
maybe
doing something underground. Like, why do you need that much energy? Well, besides having a clean planet, trying to make this work.
Forward-thinking Denver people.
I did have one more thing about the plaque.
Well, this is why I was asking you.
Sorry, I just looked over.
Okay.
So, if you look at the capstone, there are 2 names at the bottom. Mm-hmm. It's very super coincidental that they are together. Martin Marietta Aeronautics and Zimmerman Metals.
Okay.
Trayvon Martin was shot by George Zimmerman, and that was a jumpstart to the current racial unrest between the government and civilians.
Oh, I hate this shit. I hate race war stuff. I really don't like it. It just
So
feels
do
like
I.
it's going into a weird territory, and it makes me uncomfortable. But I hear what you're saying.
I just read that, and I'm just like, well...
Yeah, I mean, I understand wanting to mention it. I really hate
Feed
that
the
stuff.
theorists.
Yeah, oh man.
You didn't need any more reasons to think this is fishy.
Yeah.
Even though I do think that's dumb.
Okay, so
So,
what do you think about this conspiracy?
well, as Paul Schneider,
Phil Schneider.
if you all listen to our last episode,
You'll understand.
Well, what he was involved with, I do believe, and that is that this is dumb.
Oh.
Deep underground military.
Wait,
base.
okay. So wait, do you believe that Phil Schneider was telling the truth?
I do believe that he was murdered. I believe that he might know things.
But like not all of it was true, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like there may be something else going on. Like what?
Like
With
maybe
the
at
underground
first
system.
he was telling the truth, or like some of it's the truth, but like he went a little wild. Yeah, I kind of like maybe there's some truth to what he was saying.
Yeah, maybe there's a little truth to this theory, but
Yeah.
it's still overall kind of dumb. But it's really fishy too.
Okay, I would believe that there's an underground like military base.
Yes,
At
I
DIA.
believe that. Yes.
I do not believe that there's any links to the Nazis.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I don't really believe the New World Order stuff.
That's kind of dumb too.
Yeah, I would believe that there's a military base. I mean, one thing is, if there was this huge conspiracy going on there, don't you think they do a better job to hide it?
Yeah, this is all
Like,
in plain sight.
Those
It's like
murals are weird. Why would they put those there if they're trying to hide something?
Well, maybe they're just if they put so much out front, then they'll be like, oh, they wouldn't be that dumb.
Oh, so like they're assuming that I'll have this thought.
Maybe.
Okay, sure.
Or maybe they're so narcissistic. Just like, look at our plans.
They want us to figure it out. All right, well, that's Denver Airport.
Good old Denver Airport. Mm-hmm. Which I will see you soon, and I'm going to take some selfies with those
Are you going to
murals.
Denver Airport?
No, I want to now.
Oh, I thought you had a plan. I got really excited. Let's please go. I would like to. One day. So, yeah, this was Paranoid Disposition.
Our very first 2-part episode.
Our very first 2-part episode. I
Hope
feel
you enjoyed
quite
the conclusion.
accomplished. Yes. You can follow us on Instagram at Paranoid Disposition.
Same with Facebook.
And on Twitter, we're Paranoid Dispo.
Also,
Yes, and also we now have a phone line, a hotline number, and you can call in. The number is 1-540 300-6199, and you can call us with any topic suggestions, any thoughts or recommendations about the show. If you just get lonely, give us a ring.
Conspiracies and chill.
Yeah, conspiracies and chill. It's my jam.
Well, we will see you all next week.
Keep an open mind.
But don't be an idiot. I'm Alex. You can follow me at Hi, I'm Alex Smith if you're ever so inclined.
And I'm Beth, and my Instagram is Chronically Enchanted.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.